All right, everyone, and welcome to the chats. This week is a bit of a slow news week, but more importantly, the first person I would like to introduce is Sci Guy or Dan. He is
Yay.
new to the podcast. Well, kind
I'm
of.
what?
He's new to the podcast, but we've seen him. You may have seen him before in the chat. So here he is. What do you have
Hey
to
everyone.
say for yourself, Dan?
I'm glad to be here. I had a lot of fun in the chat. I'm hoping to have more fun in the actual Discord.
All right. So I don't know who has anything to say about this, but RuneScape's 13-year pirate quest is coming to an end.
I just like RuneScape. That's why I wanted to highlight that one. It's a cool game.
Dan, if there's any way you can make your mic a little bit louder, that would be cool. Because you are a little bit on the quiet
It's a
side.
cool game, but it's not a game I've played in the last decade, so I'm kind of at a loss here.
I played it like I played it a couple of years ago. I played OSRS, not the new one, because I was playing it on my school laptop, and that kind of sucked, and I didn't want to deal
How
with.
bad is your laptop that it can't run RuneScape?
It was the new updated. Also, I hated the combat system. It was like they
Don't
changed
dodge the
it.
question.
It was the school issued laptop that I was using. It was
Oh,
kind of crappy.
Okay, I see. So it was essentially a toaster with a screen on it.
Yeah, it was meant for word processing and web browsing and nothing else.
And Skyrim.
If you are ambitious enough, like I towards the end of its life, I could barely play Hearthstone on it. It just got worse progressively. But it could run old school RuneScape, so I would play that.
That works.
And it's top tier RPG. It was my first MMO. I think it was many people's first MMOs.
Yeah.
I never knew those games really existed. Like when they were like a big deal.
I remember begging my mom to get me a subscription for a membership, and she never did. So I was never a member.
Dang.
So I was never one of those cool kids who could play 90% of the game that was behind a paywall.
So you just played the free stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, most games are behind a paywall.
Yeah.
But this one was a subscription, not one time.
Yeah.
$5 a month, which I thought was pretty cheap.
That's not bad.
That is not bad.
When I
$60 a year. It's not bad.
It's only like 2 cents a day.
A little more than that, but yeah. But I mean, is it what's up? Like, is this Pirate's Quest like super significant?
No idea. I don't think so. If it's 13 years old, then it was around when I was playing, and it wasn't significant when I was playing. So I'm gonna go with like, it's not super significant.
Apparently, it's been under development for a decade.
See, I read the thread on Reddit like a week ago, and the impression I remember getting was that they just didn't touch it for like 6 years. That could be completely wrong, but I don't know.
Well, anyway, moving on. EA trying to get some goodwill back by releasing an update that automatically unlocks all the heroes in Battlefront 2. So you no longer have to grind them out or buy loot boxes to get them.
Now, I remember when the game first came out, and like people were like shitting themselves over how shitty EA was. People like EA said that they were gonna hold off on in-game purchases for a while and just have the grinding option, just to like rethink their model or whatever. Did they ever? Did they reintroduce like paid loot boxes?
Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mitch, but they did, right?
I have no idea, but my impression again, this is just my impression, is that the loot boxes are back. They just don't have anything objective in them, so it's just skins and whatnot.
That's coming. Not yet.
So
Okay.
That's in
so
their
if
next
no one
update.
No one spent $1,000 on this game unlocking all the characters, and then found out that their $1,000 would have been just as good as waiting a couple weeks.
I don't know.
I'll teach them a good lesson.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, like, at least when they made Team Fortress 2 free, it was like the only thing that was lost was like, was it $30?
Yeah, but I mean, if you spend $1,000 unlocking all the characters in the game,
like, you need help.
Yeah. I mean,
either that or you have enough money where like it don't matter.
I mean, most of those people have just some sort of mental disorder. They have an addiction problem,
like,
and they can't stop.
Like, whales are the target demographic for mobile games, and like that's what whales do, is they'll spend $1,000 on like Candy Crush.
Right.
Or like maybe there's the hardcore gamer whale who spends $1,000 on Battlefront 2.
Maybe. I don't know.
If that person exists, are you gonna compensate them in any way? Or is that not necessary because they didn't introduce the paid option?
The way this article is worded, it seems to suggest that it does exist. So I don't know. Because it says this change comes as EA also prepares to remove star cards from loot crates, and which limits microtransactions to cosmetics.
So like the loot crates already have star cards in them, and that's what gives you heroes.
Yeah, heroes and weapons and upgrades and stuff.
Have any of us played this game?
No.
Nope.
I mean, could I, in good conscience, pay money for this game?
I didn't say buy, I said play. You know, you ever
That's a
been
good
at a friend's house or something, and
that pirate is all right with me.
Oh, no, but I mean, you don't. You can. Jeez, okay, I see how I interpret. I implied that, certainly. I guess.
Yeah, a little
go
bit.
With like, all right, whatever. There are ways to play it that are both legal and free.
EA has their way in a couple years.
Yeah. They'll start requiring consoles to have a set-top camera so it detects if another person is playing, and you have to pay $10 to allow them to play.
Dispensing gamer fuel. Cat detected.
Basically, they tried to do that, and the backlash made them undo that.
Yeah, the Xbox One, the always-on internet DRM crap.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, if Steam can do it, we can do it for our console with physical media.
It was so weird though, because like that was how they advertised the console. Like they didn't come out talking about what it was capable of. They came out talking about how you weren't going to be able to play your games and you weren't going to be able to do the you weren't going to be able to play without the internet. Why was that the advertising campaign?
Yeah, I actually can't believe they bothered talk. Like that's the kind of stuff you sneak into a console and don't talk about, and people will until people like notice.
Yeah. Like I remember, like it was hard to find out whether or not the certain systems were going to be backwards compatible because they didn't want you to know that it wasn't backwards compatible.
But they like came out on the E3 stage and announced, "Hey, the biggest new feature in our console is DRM.
We're gonna have the most aggressive DRM of all time, and we're gonna try and get you excited about it."
Yeah, it really. I never thought about that until right now. How bizarre that is that they actually talked about it.
It just had to be like a disaster behind the scenes. Like someone just had no idea what they were doing. Like just throw shit at the wall. Or maybe some Sony spies got in. I don't know. Well,
I heard, and this could be completely false, that Sony was planning on doing the same thing, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
they saw the terrible backlash, and they're like, okay, we're gonna undo that, and we're gonna look like goddamn heroes with our amazing ad campaign.
And
for
they
the
did.
show.
Like, they literally came out because
Yeah.
their presentation was the next day at E3, and they're like, "Hey, guess what? Our console doesn't have any of that."
It's like they came up, they did it. That was the exact opposite because neither of them talked about their games. One talked about the DRM it does have, and the other one talked about the DRM it didn't have. And they're neither were willing to admit they didn't have a launch lineup.
But the Sony presentation was still awesome, where they're like, "Oh, this is what you have to do to share games with somebody with a PS4," and he just handed the disc to someone, and they're like, "That's it." Oh, Microsoft. They'll get their way someday. It's like Larone said, they were just too early. Just like with
I mean, yeah, like-
microtransactions.
A lot less. People are more desensitized to it these days.
Yeah,
Like
EA.
if they didn't make an announcement out of it, they would probably be able to do it just fine.
Probably.
Probably like
Once people discover
after
it, though, maybe it would be like a bigger deal. I don't know. It's weird, but anyway, EA unlocking all the heroes in Battlefront 2. Neat. EA still
consumers
scum.
get little wins every here and there.
It at least means that like the backlash was actually kind of listened to. Except probably really
The most
not.
downvoted comment on Reddit of all time led to something. Maybe. Like, I mean, I bet what really made them do this decision was, sales for this game are not meeting targets at all.
I ascribe to the theory that big boy Mickey Mouse came over and was like, "Kids, do not gamble. Stop making people think they do."
Well, no, kids do gamble. EA knows that.
Yeah.
Kids
So
love to
it's
gamble. We
just
try and
protecting
stop
their
them from
image.
doing it.
I mean, I think Disney just wanted to protect their image because they own Star Wars. They don't want to be associated with gambling and children, so they're like, stop it.
Though the loot boxes are still there for cosmetic stuff, but it is different, I guess.
Mm-hmm. They seem to have gone more of an Overwatch route, which is one of those things that I don't really understand why people are okay with. So let's just add in a bunch of grinds so you're more incentivized to buy a loot box when it.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about loot boxes before, and I've given my rant I think at least twice on this, but there is no good way for a loot box to, like, if you add loot boxes to the game, it's going to impede the progress of the non-paying players. There's just no way around that.
That's literally the point, though.
Yeah.
That's the point of a loot box.
That's
like and you can't get
that they
mad
don't
at
do
it.
that.
But no, I'm not even sure if people argue that. You can't really get mad at that because the company's goal is to make money. So they want to incentivize you to pay money to play their game.
Like, and I already paid money to play it.
But there are people who are willing to they know who will just start doing it because they want to for some reason. Also, I'm with Larone. It is kind of still insane to me that they can just not show the odds.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the most messed up part about it.
I think they should have to show the odds, but I don't think that it's inherently bad.
Well, the thing is, like these companies with the loot box and stuff, this is a problem in mobile games too, where they like actually change the price for the loot boxes based on a particular person at a particular time. Like they like data mine you and your habits, and then they know when you're more likely to be willing to buy loot boxes. So then they'll like suggest them at those right times at whatever price they think you're willing to pay, and the price is like different for every person. And they'll also adjust the odds like in real time, like, oh, you know, they're slowing down in their loot boxes. We'll make sure on the next one they get something decent to make them get back into it again. Like that kind of stuff is kind of scummy, and like sort of defeats the purpose of what loot boxes are supposed to be anyway. It's very odd. So just having static odds that are shown and a static price seems like a pretty basic thing. I mean, that's what like casinos have to do for their gambling stuff.
Yeah, that should
But
be
you
what's
see,
in place.
It's not gambling, so it's okay.
Yeah.
By some weird definition.
I don't know, man. All right.
Another thing I find funny about that is that everyone's like so quick to defend like Magic the Gathering and those card games. That's another thing that's just weird. So that's the same shit there.
Well, at least
Yeah,
the cards
Magic
do
the
have
Gathering is
resale
pretty-
value theoretically.
and they
So
also
it's more
can't-
gambling.
Yeah.
It is kind of more like gambling.
when
But
I
the odds
play
are known.
Hearthstone, if I'm done playing Hearthstone, I either have to completely illegally sell my account and. Well, I'm not sure if it's illegal. I know it's against Blizzard's terms of service.
Yeah, it's
which
against their
means I
TOS. I don't think it's actually against the law.
Yeah, I think it just makes it so I can't play their games anymore if I get caught. I don't think it actually.
And
affects me
like as if
outside
they
of-
can stop you, please.
But I mean, theoretically, I could sell my account on eBay, but realistically, I can't. But when I play Magic, I have a physical product that is mine. When I play Hearthstone, I have a digital product that is not mine. It could be deleted in an instant without my consent, and I have no recourse there. Like
Yeah.
Blizzard could just be like, "Hey, everyone's collections are gone." It would be a terrible business move. They would lose all of their customers, but they are
Would they?
completely allowed to do that.
There's got to be at least one guy who's like, you know what, this was the right move. I wanted to start fresh.
Thank God, I had too many cards.
It was so hard to sort through my huge collection, you know. And that one time when Jake opened his wallet, he's like, my wallet's too small. I can't fit all my money in it.
God damn it.
Kind of like that.
Except, wouldn't it be the opposite? Doesn't matter. Are we ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. YouTube has come out and said that they don't notify everyone who subscribes to creators. They don't want to spam their subscribers.
That's really old news.
Yes, but now
Really
YouTube,
old news.
But now YouTube. Okay, it's been known for a while.
Yes.
But now YouTube has finally sort of said, like, yeah, you're right.
Okay, if you have
It's like
if you subscribe to
Facebook telling-
100 people and they each release one video a week, like that's gonna be like 3 pages worth of scrolling every week. And if they detect that users don't watch a specific channel unless they go and seek it out, or they're gonna do what they can to trim that down.
But like, they don't give the user the choice. Like, if there's a checkbox or something, like,
Isn't there like the bell or whatever?
yeah, but no, this is about the bell. If you go that extra step and do too many bells, the same thing happens.
Jeez.
So, and also, like, I don't want to get a notification on my phone for every time a video is uploaded. I like having just my wall of videos, and I pick the ones I want to watch.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, it should be. If anything, it's inverted the way it should be. The bell is for just the ones that you really care about, and then the subscriber page is for absolutely everything. And maybe
Yeah.
if
That's
YouTube
nice.
detects that like you're not watching a channel, it could recommend you unsubscribe or hide it or something.
Mm.
They really should put the control in the users. But
Right. And they do
Yeah,
this. They
I
do
don't
this
know.
totally like opaquely to the user. Like it doesn't tell you that some of them are hidden.
yeah.
It just hides them, and you have no way of knowing which ones are being hidden.
And content creators have known this for like Mitch said, this is old news. Content creators have known this, but YouTube admitting it.
Yeah, that means they're
just
like
kind of,
100%
reignite
aware
the
of this, and they just like don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, they don't see it as a problem, obviously.
They see it as a solution, not a problem. It's a feature.
Yeah.
It's, hey, we're getting rid of clutter, not, hey, we're deciding which content creators we want you to watch.
In fact, fun fact, the video, because YouTube actually has a video about all this kind of stuff, and the video has one of the most insane like to dislike ratios I've seen on a YouTube video with so few views.
Even more than the last Call of Duty trailer.
Well, let's see. The video has 20,000 views, 223 likes, 5,700 dislikes.
There are only 20,000
So-
views on it.
Yeah. No one actually watches the video. They just read the articles that people wrote about this video.
So what's stopping YouTube from, let's say, a certain content creator releases a video that YouTube has to demonetize for one reason or another? So the creator isn't getting ad revenue, but YouTube also isn't getting ad revenue. Why wouldn't YouTube just remove that from your subscriber page? Because they're not getting ad money from that click. Like, what's stopping them from doing that?
Yeah,
Not much.
not much.
But see, you're also asking YouTube to use logic, and they have very thoroughly proved they don't like to do that.
Yeah, not anymore.
I mean, it's just that's a scary precedent, though.
I don't know.
I
YouTube
don't know.
needs a good competitor.
That's so hard, though. Like, that's the problem. It's really hard to be a YouTube competitor.
Yeah.
Like, how can somebody actually compete?
I mean,
Twitch seems to be
Vimeo's
trying to figure it out.
yeah, Twitch is doing really good. Vimeo's doing really bad.
Yeah, Vimeo's doing really bad. And like Vimeo isn't
about it.
even really a YouTube competitor? Doesn't market itself as one. It's like kind of niche for the most part.
What is Vimeo's intended use?
It's like mostly like supposed to be like artsy and expressing creativity and all this kind of like that's their whole marketing really. It's like, oh, this is for like professionals and artists and
Yeah, okay. I mean, when
And
I
I
was
mean-
learning to use a certain software at work, all the tutorials were on Vimeo, and it was like technical, so
yeah.
I didn't get that vibe.
No, Vimeo's
But I also
more serious, I guess. I don't know. The biggest problem is they don't have the ad partners like YouTube does.
yeah.
So like people don't make money on Vimeo. Like they just don't. Like yeah, Twitch is doing great. Like live streaming, they've got that market
Mhm.
cornered pretty good. So of course their number 2 competitor is YouTube. So
Live streaming, yeah.
yeah. YouTube and Periscope. So is his Hitbox still a thing?
What?
What's up?
Is
Hitbox?
Hitbox still a thing?
Hitbox?
I would assume it is up and running. Whether or not people are there is another question.
It's like I remember like that was gonna be this is gonna be the new Twitch competitor. Oh, they've changed their name.
I've never heard of it.
It's
I
called
have no idea what you're talking
Smashcast
about.
now.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, now called Smashcast.
Yeah, Hitbox. It was a glorified. It was like where everyone flocked to after Twitch kind of cut out PM.
Oh, no, back when speedrunning was relevant, all the speedrunners threatened to go there like twice.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And I
What
know
happened?
didn't like Cosmo slash Narcissa. I think they were Cosmo at the time. Didn't they actually go there for a couple days?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the biggest thing was the guy named Horror that ran all the emotes. There was this whole thing where he made this emote that was his boyfriend's, and it was his first Sona, and everyone was really mad that his boyfriend's getting emote privilege.
Well,
and then the dude
currently,
eventually got let go.
currently the #1 stream on Smashcast is titled "I get plenty of ass, so call me astronaut." 250
I know.
viewers. 250 viewers is the #1 stream on there right now.
Kind of reminds me of Vote, like when
More than us.
when Reddit's admin takeover, whatever happened, then they created a website Vote, and everyone started going there for like a week, and then they came back.
No, Vote existed before the admin stuff,
Oh, really?
but the migration happened because of the admin stuff.
Yep.
And the biggest migration, I think there was a second migration to Vote, and it was for Reddit banning fat people hate.
I think that was. Did that happen at the same time? I think Reddit just did a big purge. They fired that one employee on IMA. And then
That was a
they also
long
had,
time ago.
The fat people hate stuff. Yeah, they recently banned like r/guns and r/shoplifting, and I thought that was
I
hilarious.
thought it was r/gun trade, not guns.
Yeah, it was gun trade and shoplifting. Which, I
Yeah, they
mean,
might have gotten it
shoplifting,
wrong.
it's kind of amazing that subreddit stayed around for so long.
I don't know. I liked it. It brought me much joy to read when those people would come to Best of Legal Advice and ask for help. and they
Yeah,
just get
that
laughed
was-
out of the thread.
That was the best. Yeah, no, that sub definitely, or just like watching these people do the mental gymnastics to justify that stealing from these companies is right,
Uh,
and then they
It's
try
always
to, and then they're like, "Can I use this defense in court?"
Yeah.
It's like,
if it was that easy to get out of a crime, then we wouldn't have courts.
But yeah, now Vote is just like a cesspool for everyone. I think r/incels is on Vote now.
yeah, that's
And
that's the
it's
problem. Oh, we
incels,
have
fat
no
people
censorship,
hate.
but that means all the crappiest subreddits that got banned or like are in threat of getting banned are the ones who are going to move over first. So the site's just going to be populated with all that.
That's certainly not Reddit's problem. It's Vote's problem now.
Yeah, that's Vote's
Yeah,
problem.
Vote is kind of a terrible website now, full of awful people.
That is fantastic. But yeah, it's hard to compete with some of these big sites.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like, none of these big sites were the first one to do what they do.
no.
that doesn't matter. None, almost.
Exactly.
It's almost
Yeah,
a
but they were all
prerequisite not to be the first one to do this.
Yeah.
But
like, you need someone to do it and mess up, and then you need to just do it better than they do it, and then you'll be successful. That's just kind of what needs to happen.
right.
So there's always room for improvement. Someone else, Comcast might make their own streaming service and be like, we want to be the next YouTube. And then they'll fail. And then I'll make my own and do it better than they did. And I'll compete with YouTube. I'll call it MitchTube. And I'll probably get sued for that name.
It's kind of happening with like Netflix a little bit, where like Netflix is starting to lose because everyone's creating their own streaming platform, like NBC, ABC, Fox, all those are
Disney.
either creating their own streaming platform or have a stake in Hulu, but not a stake in Netflix. So Netflix is losing like all of its shows. So it's like
Yeah,
they're gonna lose.
it's that.
They're gonna lose
Ugh.
Marvel soon. Like that's just gonna happen in the next couple of months. Right now, I
Really?
could go watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2 on Netflix, but that's not gonna be true in like 6 months. I almost
Jeez.
guarantee it.
Well,
'Cause
at least they
Marvel's
get
owned
to
by
keep all of
Disney.
their
Well,
Marvel
I
TV
think-
shows that they made.
I think Netflix has a lot of like its own shows that it's making, right? So I think that's the
Yeah,
route they're trying
because
to
Yeah.
go.
it realized like it realized when they made Orange is the New Black that this was going to happen, and they're like, okay, we need to make our own original shows. And they made Orange is the New Black, and they're like, we might actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Well, we got Stranger Things out of it, so
I mean, to be fair, Netflix is still doing just fine overall
For
right
now.
well,
Yeah.
my
Like,
parents' subscription,
People
but
are legitimately mad at Netflix and think that Netflix is messing up. It's not Netflix. It's the networks that are just demanding an outrageous amount of money for the rights to stream their shows
Right.
because they know Netflix won't pay it and they know they can go somewhere else and
I mean, fair,
actually get more money. for
part
it.
of it is because these cable companies and stuff are used to getting that much money for this crap.
yeah.
Because that's how much they
But,
like charge cable companies and stuff to host these channels, which is why cable is so outrageously expensive. Like,
It's just ridiculous. Like back when I worked at the Replay, the first season of Game of Thrones would come in. Mind you, they're on season 4 at this point. It's like $30 for the whole season DVD. Like, really? Why is this crap so expensive?
If
Ugh.
like I'm subscribed to a couple TV specific subreddits, and like whenever a show gets pulled from Netflix, the first thing the counters do is always blame Netflix, and it's like, no, that is absolutely not the problem.
Jeez.
It's not Netflix fault.
yeah,
for
Netflix wants
shows.
to have as many wanted shows as possible. They're in the business of doing that.
I don't know.
That's how you keep market share in a
personally, I
really
think-
competitive market.
I think that if I have a Netflix subscription, it should also be a Hulu subscription too, and a Crunchyroll subscription, and an Amazon Prime subscription. It should all just be the same thing, really, because that's more convenient for me.
So you want like kind of a bunch of you want a bunch of services. We'll call them channels packaged together. Is that what you're looking for?
Just throw in a big old sports deal, and I'm in.
Is that really? You know what? We might actually be heading back towards cable, except on demand, and then that's it. That's the only
Yeah,
difference.
no, there's going to be a service in like the next 5 years that bundles Hulu, Netflix, and like all the other stuff you described together.
And for some reason, they'll call it net neutrality.
Mitch, why?
Everyone will be for it. It'll be very confusing.
That sounds like a good propaganda machine right there.
Exactly.
Mitch wrote the script. We're all just
Of course.
living in it.
It's going to be run by Comcast, and they're going to be like, well, when we said we were for net neutrality, this is what we meant. Did you guys not get that?
I recently had to sign a deal with the devil and switch to Comcast.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. Not like I mean, I moved from AT&T to Comcast, so it's not like AT&T was any better, but
I wouldn't trust
Comcast
either.
does have a worse reputation.
they have a
than
worse
AT&T.
reputation. Though I will say their customer service is actually better than AT&T's in my brief experience so far, anyway. But
That actually surprises me.
I can tell you about my saga with AT&T customer service that caused me to cancel them. It's not like I didn't want to cancel. They gave me no choice. They
I'm surprised they
basically
let you.
told me to cancel.
You hear those horror stories about, I think this is Comcast, but like you've asked to cancel when they just put you on hold until they close.
It was kind of like with AT&T, right? Every time I called customer support or whatever, I end up with some guy in India who's like not able to help me most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, when I call, but when you call the automated system, it asks like, hey, what are you, what are you calling for? And when I called to cancel, and I'm like, oh, I'm canceling, got connected immediately to a guy in New York. Like, didn't have to wait at all. They're like, oh, how can I help you? They're like, please don't cancel. But, which I found funny.
You should tell them, they're like, actually, what was your problem?
I'm not gonna get into it. It's too long of a story, but they were basically, I was basically like, hey, I want service to move your service to my new apartment, and they're like, no.
What?
It's basically what it came down to, but we can talk about that offline.
But the viewer
might be me.
We lost our best viewer.
We have 5 viewers.
Actually, he's in the chat. He's in. Our best viewer is now in the discussion.
Good
But
to be here.
all right, we got way off topic. YouTube, they're scum. No one can compete with them. Like, I guess it's possible. I just don't know what a YouTube competitor, like. How do you accomplish that? Because YouTube is a lot different than like other websites.
Right. Because
social networks have come and gone, but YouTube is hard, man. Especially because there's so many people who make a living on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, getting those people, those content creators, getting them to move over to a new service will be the hardest thing if that new service can't offer them the same money.
I mean, if the new service could be more consistent, I think a lot of them would willingly jump ship.
But
So,
if they don't get the
there's so
viewers,
What if like Patreon starts hosting videos?
Patreon?
Patreon's paying the YouTubers right now anyway.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who do that, who release their videos early on Patreon.
Yeah. So like, is that the competitor we're looking for?
Maybe?
I'd hope not.
Thing is, not everyone wants to
that
pay
would-
though.
Very expensive.
Because like,
But
if
they
there
would,
was
like-
if there was like a free option in Patreon, I don't know. Patreon really is built as like a side thing, not as the main thing.
Its current infrastructure is meant to support it as a side thing, not a main thing. That doesn't mean its current infrastructure can't.
I don't
pay.
mean its infrastructure. I mean its whole model.
Right. Yeah.
Like, and also like Patreon is like, I mean YouTube, like, yes, a lot of YouTubers are on Patreon, but so is like tons of other stuff. Like,
I actually heard kind of a weirdly related story today at work. About this, there was this guy who used to work at Kohler, which they make like sinks and toilets and stuff, right?
okay, yeah.
But he didn't work for the part that made sinks and toilets. He worked for the part that made generators, because Kohler makes sinks, toilets, and generators. And the reason they make generators is because, like, way back when, before they had power, like in the like in really rural areas, they would have like outhouses and stuff. And so Kohler was like, hey, we could make more money if we generate power that can run pumps that can give these people indoor plumbing, and now they have to pay for toilets.
Huh.
So like,
Worth it?
Kohler got into something completely unrelated not completely unrelated, but they got into something unrelated so that they could make more money with their main market. Could Patreon do the same thing, where they do something unrelated, start hosting videos for free,
Maybe.
in order to expand their patron model market?
Maybe. Problem is, hosting a video website is really expensive. Like, really obnoxiously expensive. Because YouTube, until like the last couple of years, and even then, was like a net loss for Google. Like they were net losing money on YouTube for the longest time. And it's only somewhat recently become semi-profitable. And that's the biggest video streaming website on the planet. It is a really hard market to get into. But I mean, Patreon has other revenue flows, so they could probably operate at a loss for some amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's basically, I mean, we need, like, it's not going to be some new guy out of
Young
nowhere.
hotshot who comes in.
Right. It needs to be somebody
gonna
who
be an
has the
established-
capital to do it.
Yeah.
They need to be able to run the company at a loss to get people to move over to it. Which is
And like, but the thing with the advantage Patreon has, a lot of content creators on YouTube get most of their revenue from Patreon,
right.
so they won't have an issue switching over as much of an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll still have an issue because they're still missing out on a large portion of their viewers if their viewers don't transfer over as well. But
Yeah.
I think content creators don't like YouTube; they're just stuck with it.
Oh
And
yeah. I
content
think most
creators
people
will
don't
take
want
a
to be on
financial
YouTube.
hit. Yeah, I think content creators will take a small financial hit. They can't stop making money, but they could take like a pay decrease to get into to invest basically in their future on a better video sharing platform.
Yeah. But YouTube has an enormous audience.
Yeah.
So it would be tough, but I mean, it probably can be done. It's just not as easy as it is for, like, you know, people moving from MySpace to Facebook sort of deal, where not that many people were making their livings on MySpace or
Yeah.
relying on huge audiences to pay their bills. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
YouTube just needs to get better. But I guess they're not going to do that without competitors, so.
That's a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, the
literally
YouTube,
zero
that's the other thing. YouTube probably, like, if we do get competitors that start rising up, what if YouTube does just improve a whole bunch of things? Like, I wonder if, like, because Patreon, you know, I could see, you know, people at Patreon saying, hey, we should start competing with YouTube, but, you know, make our video service or whatever. But if YouTube could just turn around and add
Yeah.
whatever features they're doing, and then Patreon just wasted a bunch of money on something that they couldn't take
How big of a
off.
share does Patreon have?
Because yeah, Google has way more resources. They can
Yeah, if they
pump.
wanted to bully them out.
They could.
I'm just
Huh,
waiting
I
for the
feel like-
YouTube turns to service update where they ban Patreon.
I feel like 100 years ago, this was also a problem, and we did something about it. Except it was a problem with oil companies instead of software companies.
But realistically, like, I mean, YouTube isn't a monopoly exactly. Like, how
What you
could
just described is what made monopolies dangerous. Like the exact reason why monopolies were
Yeah.
bad is what you just exactly verbatim described.
yeah, that's true.
Go near them, lower your prices, destroy them.
That's
Just
true.
do
But what can
Patreon
you?
does, but better. Like if Patreon offers a better service, you make your service better until Patreon's gone, then you return to the same bad service.
But like, what can you do with YouTube? Like, you can't split YouTube up. Like, how would that work? Like, it's not like the oil companies where, like, you could, like, split it up by a bunch of regions and be like, okay, this company's in control of this region, this company's in control of this region, and reorganize it. That's doesn't really work for a website. Like, what can you do?
I don't know.
It's really difficult.
Can you patent those
It's
features?
difficult.
Is that an option?
Yes,
It's difficult, but
yes, and if Patreon got some patents on some stuff that is killer that people really want, patents are.
I mean, at the same time, like if they do that strategy, you know, some God knows where a video service comes out and has a working algorithm, and YouTube's like, you know, we're gonna make a working algorithm until they go away. Would it make any sense for them to like return to that terrible algorithm they currently use?
Is the problem with YouTube's like recommended videos algorithm right now?
That
I
is
mean,
a problem.
there's a lot of problems. That's just one of them.
Yeah, that is a problem.
I didn't think YouTube's algorithms were an issue.
Oh,
They're constantly
yeah.
flagging videos for false
Oh,
demonetization.
Yeah, the demonetization
not
stuff
good.
is really bad.
You'd really think that's a video they'd want to, or that's a problem they'd want to solve, considering that has to affect their bottom line, right?
It does affect their bottom line, yes. But
that's been years, and it's still doing it.
well, but the thought the thought is that they would perhaps lose a greater part of their bottom line if they lost trust in from advertisers. Like if they
don't they want a working algorithm to doesn't the working algorithm get them more trust?
It's very difficult. Because
Right
it's
now,
very
the
hard to
algorithm
automatically
flags-
detect these things. Like
Right now, the algorithm flags the bad videos plus some good videos.
yeah,
If they fix it, it might not flag all the bad videos, and the advertiser's like, I don't want Nazis to be advertising my product.
But I mean, if it's flagging good videos, how do you know it's not flagging bad videos? I'm certain they have their own way
Yeah,
of justifying that.
they probably
they're
probably
probably not
some
gonna tell
probably
us.
do slip through the cracks, but I mean they're sitting on it in its current form for a reason.
I mean, why not just make a simple change like let you run your videos through the algorithm before it gets posted?
Well, then the problem is people might tune and tweak their video until it gets whitelisted by the algorithm, but then
But not good.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't want that because then people will start to figure the algorithm out pretty easily.
Okay. I don't know. That's such a stupid thing.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
doing
right,
some
right.
stuff to try to help with that, where like they want to ease back on the algorithm, but they're adding new things like if channels that pop up and just create like 4 or 5 videos and they all get flagged right away, then that account will not get recommended and potentially banned because like it's obvious that like it's just kind of trying to freeboot or spam or whatever to try to like snag ad revenue on like a new song or a movie or something that like they absolutely don't have the rights to.
Yeah.
Crap like that. Yeah, and in all fairness to YouTube, these are really difficult problems to solve.
Oh yeah.
These are extremely difficult problems.
Yeah, there was a post a couple months back about how some guy figured out the algorithm or something stupid when he essentially posted 10 videos or something like that were all just static, and YouTube's algorithm copyright striked all of them. And it was like, see, this algorithm is bad. It works on complete random, and the first comment's like, you know, it's probably just machine learning. It's probably has no idea what static is, and just gave it a false positive because it didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Then he reposted them, and they all passed. But he had a little mop going for a while there.
Man, why does it have to be this hard? Well, and honestly,
Is it still happening?
yeah.
Oh.
So, like, what happens then? Like,
Can you hear
okay,
anything in the background?
yeah,
Yes.
big time.
Okay, my bad. I'll mute myself.
But yeah,
Pleasure having
Julian,
you
to
on.
catch you up, we're still talking about YouTube basically.
Wait,
and
we're still talking. I thought we went past that. What happened to Hearthstone? Someone was talking about Hearthstone, weren't they?
We have not once talked about Hearthstone.
That was to go with
I'm pretty sure you said something about Hearthstone.
boxes.
Oh,
How
that was
Magic
what-
has a secondary market and
Okay, that was before
Hearthstone
YouTube.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I guess
but-
we are still talking about YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my last point on YouTube is like all the advertiser stuff and all this. Is that what's gonna happen with another competing service? Maybe. like copyright strikes and all this stuff. It's gonna happen to other companies will have to try to solve this problem too. And who's to say that they can do it any better?
Yeah.
I mean, they could take the Facebook route and just ignore it and just not copyright flag videos and stuff, but they also don't have ads on the videos. They give the posters revenue. So, I don't know. I have nothing else to say on the topic.
Yeah, I feel like I've given my 2 cents.
Oh yeah.
All right, Dan. This is your topic because Hearthstone reveals more cards for the Witchwood expansion.
Yeah, Witchwood, it's the first expansion of the year, which means it's like a really, really big expansion because they have a mode called Standard, which only has the most recent set of cards, and Standard rotates every year. Like it rotates at the first expansion of the year. So this means a bunch of cards are becoming banned, and a bunch of new cards are being introduced at the same time.
Okay, I'm here. My bad.
So
I know nothing about Hearthstone, so
They
So
announced
wait.
what's
If
going
a
in
card-
the Hall of Fame.
if a card gets banned, does
Yeah.
that mean you if you paid money for it, you lose it, or
There's
No,
another mode.
There's 2 formats. There's
got it?
Standard, which is only the most recent 2 years of cards, plus the basic cards and classic cards, which are the oldest set that came out the game. And then there's Wild, which is all cards.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame was announced actually a while ago. They're putting Ice Block. They're unnerfing Mountain Giant and putting it into Hall of Fame. And they're putting Cold Light Oracle into Hall of Fame.
What?
And I'm a little sad about Cold Light Oracle too.
Well, Ice Block everyone was talking about, and
Yeah,
Mountain Giant, really?
yeah, they're putting Mountain Giant back to 20 mana and then putting him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
I've been told Hearthstone like you shouldn't play Hearthstone after like a certain expansion or something because all the original cards are like not good in the current meta or something. I don't know. And I never got into Hearthstone after that.
They kind of power creeped the game, so
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I hear that's
Yeah.
the biggest complaint that everyone has is that it has a ton of power creep, and then Jeff Kaplan has nothing to do with it. They're very clear about that last point.
This article that I have about it said the last sentence is the dev recently told us that its core idea is to make everything feel overpowered.
Oh, it's Brawl Minus.
It's Brawl minus the
Yeah.
TCG.
I mean,
It's Melee HD.
the design goal of the game is to create big exciting moments, so that's why they print cards like in the new Witchwood expansion they have a new Shaman hero card that gives you random spells, and random spells are supposed to create crazy situations that you don't like expect because it's random. Of course you're going to get like 1 in 100 games you're going to get the best card in the situation and just end up destroying your opponent because he's like not playing around a 4th copy of Elemental Destruction or whatever.
Random sounds annoying.
So what they're saying is they're taking
Card
people who
game-
are bad at the game and letting them win every once in a while.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like that doesn't sound fun.
Well, card games are inherently random because
I give you
you're
that. Yeah.
inherently top decking. So on the surface, the design philosophy isn't completely flawed, But as soon as you like, if you look at competitive card games, they work. Like, you can be really good at a card game, and you can win more because you're really good at a card game.
Oh yeah, it's not 100% random. There is a
Yeah.
skill component.
And Hearthstone. So the problem with Hearthstone is that the best players can only win. Like, if I played against the best Hearthstone player in the world, I would win like 3 games out of 10.
Oh, you can actually win against the best player in the world in Hearthstone.
Because there's
You
no
you
could, yeah.
You just get bodied.
randomness.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you look at
And
like
that's,
tournament results and stuff from Hearthstone, it's super jumbled and like
really inconsistent.
right, like
There's
you know, like in like Smash, you've got like a pretty clear top 100 sort of deal. In Hearthstone, it's more like an electron cloud where there's like probabilities of where they'll fall, but
What the fuck did you just say?
An electron cloud.
you know, like the orbitals, and then you got like the odds of an electron being there.
All right.
Being the best
Hearthstone
player in the
is
world at
really
Hearthstone makes you more likely to
Just
win.
call it a wave function.
That I
Yeah.
I have to, so you do too.
And like, the thing is, like the best players in the world, if they play enough games, can demonstrate their skill and show you that they're the best player in the world. But there aren't enough games in like one individual tournament. Like Magic the Gathering, whenever they talk about a player's career, they don't talk about how many first places they got. They talk about how many top 8s they got, because they know after top 8 everyone's really good, and it's just like who gets lucky at that point. So like if you look at like a Magic player's career, it'll be like, this is how many top 8s they have in this tier event, this is how many top 8s they have in this tier event. But in Magic, it's just like, well, they got first place at this invitational and like 32nd place at this open tournament, and like,
Wait, you're talking about Hearthstone right now, or
Yeah.
Magic?
Hearthstone.
I
Hearthstone.
think you mixed up your words, and I'm
Yeah.
confused.
You minced some words, but
no, I said Magic measures skill differently than Hearthstone, because Magic measures skill in how many top 8s you get.
Okay.
yeah,
It
Yeah,
doesn't
you-
measure skill with how many first places you get. Like in Smash, the best player in the world is the one who gets first place the most. In Magic, the best player in the world is the one who makes top 8 the most.
Okay.
They don't care about first place. I mean, monetarily they care. Bigger prize pool for first place than for 7th place. But in terms of like prestige and like a player's overall career, they care more about top 8s than they do about first places.
Fair enough.
makes
Because
sense.
they understand that the game has some inherent randomness in it.
That sounds
And-
frustrating.
I mean, you choose to play these games, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Well-
something you deal with.
If you're satisfied with getting top 8, then I guess it's fine.
Yep.
yeah,
Random
but
tangent. I read a thread the other day. There's no Zero. He only got first, second, or he didn't make top 8.
Yeah,
Yep.
that sounds about right. Random times where he would get bodied by like a Robin or something, and like
Or a
pools.
Palutena.
Yeah, how you saying that? Yeah.
To be fair, Jake and I did get bodied by a Palutena once.
God damn
At the
it.
same time, it was rough.
That is still I
I
still-
had custom moves on.
that is
Custom moves on.
that is still my worst loss in Smash history. Like I will never.
I was preceded directly by my worst loss in Smash history. It was a bad night.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh boy. Yeah, none of our viewers are gonna understand that, but well, actually, all of our viewers might understand
Yeah,
that.
view.
There are 4 viewers. I'm sure 3 of them are in this.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a viewer.
I think it's just 3 of us and then Aaron.
Aaron probably
we
gets
have
it. He was
we
there.
have electrical skateboard.
Hi, Aaron. How's it going?
Aaron, join the chat.
Inject your opinion.
Be like me and just, change the topic so you can talk about something that no one else even thought about. And then you can make it really opinionated and political.
Well,
Also, tangent. I like the video or the chat.
Can we stay on
It has the
topic, please?
article.
yeah,
It
yeah.
has the article. Yeah.
Yeah, we got visuals. We did that last week too, but I don't think I told anyone.
Oh.
Wait.
You told me
Yeah.
about it.
Wait, huh?
He has visuals on the.
Yeah,
chat
like
stream.
I stream my whole screen now with like the article and everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aaron says hi, by the way.
I'm sorry, that's 2 @ signs, a hash, and a hi. Sorry.
I gotta log on to Twitch.
I
and check this out.
prefer the term Octothorpe.
I like Octothorpe. I'm a developer, so I use hash. So I feel like I need to call it that.
Wait, what's all this anime crap? And I didn't notice I was there.
That's
What?
Oh, it's a game's banned in 5 countries.
yeah.
Oh, Omega.
First time
Yeah,
EA's
this-
banned a game since 08.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
You missed that last time, Mitch.
Yeah, because you guys didn't tell me you were doing the chat until like 10 minutes before you started. Like, oh, we're not doing it this week. And then you reschedule it to the day after, and then.
How did that happen exactly?
because I didn't have
don't know.
internet,
Oh right, yeah, Jake didn't have internet. I forgot.
and I got internet at the last second, and
Yeah.
we clutched out a show.
Wait, why does Discord say I'm offline? I'm right here.
Are you appearing offline?
Yeah, you can set yourself to offline.
So I am. How long has that been a thing?
I've never seen you online before, so
Huh.
so you've probably been offline for a while.
All right. I'm gonna keep it that way.
But okay, I guess we talked about Smash briefly, so that's a good enough transition to Xanadu is back.
Who?
And everyone
boy.
and the crowd went mild.
Does anyone care that Xanadu's
No,
Hey, the last Xanadu stream got some nice viewership.
Is he
Okay.
a Melee player or Smash 4
both,
or Brawl?
And
both. Oh yeah, it's Melee, Smash 4, and now PM.
P what?
Project
PPD?
M.
Wait, what? PM? How?
Yes,
For real, how is this
Gimmer is going to
this
be
happening?
streaming Project M.
How?
Not
Has
on
he
Twitch, I'm
spoken with
assuming.
Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's the point?
I'm assuming not on Twitch. I don't know that for sure. They advertise it
not on
on
Twitch
Twitch.
then.
They advertise it on Twitch though.
yeah,
Game's
I
been
saw
dead
it
for
in,
years.
In the Full Bloom stream, I saw
Yeah.
them say like Xanadu featuring PM.
Yeah. So they did advertise it on Twitch. So the Gimmer advertised Project M with the Project M logo on Twitch.
Shouldn't he be dead? Shouldn't Kimishima hire ninjas to come into his house and kill him or something?
Yeah, with all this Twitch TOS stuff that's like dropping down, Gimmer is Gimmer's putting a target on his
from
back.
there?
Fire.
I don't know of anything that's come from it yet. Other than that one guy, but that was before the TOS thing, but he's still suing Twitch and all that. But other than that, I haven't heard anything. But Xanadu's back, everyone's favorite MVDA local, I guess.
When was the last time you watched the Xanadu?
Oh man, it was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 2 years ago.
I don't
Is
think I've
Pink
ever watched
Fresh
the
still
Xanadu.
there? Because the last time I watched Pink Fresh was still a big deal there.
Yo, what happened to Pink
I
Fresh?
don't know.
Pink Fresh retired a
I
while
think the
ago.
last time I watched Xanadu, Chudat was cheesing people out with Kirby and PM.
Oh, those
Yeah.
were good times.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, and then you copied him.
Yeah, I did. It didn't work out as well for me. but it worked out okay.
They're probably doing this because Smash 5 is coming out and they want to like gain traction before that game releases.
No, I
Yeah,
mean,
really.
I'm assuming.
no,
With
it's
TM?
Xanadu. Xanadu stopped because they couldn't reach an agreement for their venue that they were at.
Oh, I
But
didn't know
now,
that.
Yeah,
but now
yeah,
they've
that's what
moved to a
happened.
new venue.
When I said the last Xanadu stream, I meant the last stream in that venue.
Wait, what is Xanadu? Is that a person or an event?
It's
It's a
like
venue.
a weekly Smash stream in Maryland.
Yeah, it's a weekly. Well, yeah, there's a few tournaments a week.
That's how TK Breezy got big. Like EE.
Yeah,
Was it?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know them from Xanadu.
yeah. I think that
Yeah.
is where they started like becoming more well known. And Xanadu, the only reason it's known is because like it's just Gimmer started streaming it because he lived in the area and it was a pretty big
Yeah.
Smash local with some decent players. So Gimmer started streaming it, and
Mhm.
since VGBC has
Yeah.
tons of followers, it became popular.
Hmm.
Even though I mean, I'm sure it's fun to watch and stuff. It's just,
I might check out the stream occasionally.
it's a local. Yeah, if I'm bored and I want something on in the background and I go to Twitch and Xanadu is on and no one else is, then sure, I'll pick Xanadu.
Sounds about right.
Let's see what's going on right now.
But yeah,
It's, an Ice Climbers versus a Falco on F.
Oh, it's on right now.
We're competing directly with Xanadu. That's why
We
have
are.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it. Gotta be.
oh well, we could have Xanadu on in the background. I could show it on our stream, right? So you don't hear the audio.
Oh, you wanna
That'd be a bad idea.
you wanna get banned? Restreaming without permission? Come on.
No. I have permission for sure. Yeah.
Oh, you called up Gimmer?
I called up my
Yeah,
called
him
up
and
my
Gimmer are
boy
old
God is my
friends.
rock, and
Just tell him you main game and watch.
he didn't pick up the
no,
phone,
no.
but I talked to Apostle. He said it's all good.
Ooh. Unsafe down air on shield leads straight into a wobble.
Yeah, I'm watching this too.
Yeah, but some of our viewers aren't. I'm reiterating for the benefit of our viewers.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You're gonna get me banned. It's basically the
We're not
same thing as
asking.
showing the stream
Oh, okay.
with the level of detail you're
Um,
giving.
I'll just say what doesn't happen. Wink, wink.
All right, well,
They're going hard.
we went
Dude,
from
this-
saying no one cares about Xanadu to 40% of the people here watching
Watching
Xanadu.
Watching the stream. They have 874 viewers right now. Okay. People care about Xanadu, I guess.
I mean, they have. Hold up.
How many
I can't
viewers?
Look in Twitch 5.
Well, this
Hey.
is their like first week back.
Yeah, that's true.
They have 341,000 followers. You expect some.
Ice Climbers didn't just win.
Yeah, they only have only 850 viewers. Like, it's not even that much. It's only 120 times our viewer count, which
Yeah,
is-
and they have like.
which is 6.
How many followers do we have?
We have 122 followers. So our follower to viewer ratio is better than theirs.
Yeah, theirs is terrible.
Oh man, we're coming up.
Yeah, we're on the rise.
We're on the rise.
In the land of small numbers, though, that isn't very impressive or surprising.
And you can also assume like a similar ratio of their viewers are like at the event as us, right? I think it's a pretty reasonable assumption to make. Like 3 of our 4 viewers are in the chat. Like 3 out of 4 of their viewers are at the venue. Almost definitely.
Yeah.
Good point. Anyway, Xanadu, yeah, cool.
I don't keep on watching
Dragon
them.
Quest XI coming to PS4 and PC in September. Switch version coming
Switch gets
later.
wrecked.
I think that's funny because that was the first Switch game announced, and now it's like announced that it's coming out on PC and PS4 first. I don't know what's going on with the Switch version, but yeah, that's the story.
Probably because they have to nerf the heck out of the game's engine to make it work on Switch.
Sounds about right.
Like that's almost certainly why. Because it's not like a market share problem or something. There's lots of
Nintendo.
Switch is growing really fast, and currently Switch users are spending more money on games per year than any other console.
Well, yeah, they don't lower their prices ever.
Yeah, but Switch users are more willing, on average, to pony up.
Games haven't been out long enough for that, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
I was looking over the notes, and like the Switch just turned 1.
Yep.
Yeah, March 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a year old.
It's a year old, and and in its first year sales, it outsold the Wii, which is really impressive.
Wait, the
Wait,
Wii?
really?
It outsold the
First year.
Wii's first year sales.
Wii-
Yeah,
the
it is
Wii first year sales.
it's outpacing the Wii.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really surprising.
incredible.
Well, you know the secret? They're like, we have these games, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yep.
You want to play them. It's something that like Microsoft and Sony haven't figured out yet.
Although, okay, didn't the Wii have a huge shortage in its first year?
Yeah.
It was
Everyone
really
got
hard to find
everyone
those.
saw Wii Sports and was like, "Hey, I want that."
Yep.
Like, it was almost impossible to get a Wii U the first year it came out. Or not a
It
Wii
had
U.
no
Oh,
game.
Wii. Yeah, the Wii.
There was
Wait, did the Wii ever
No.
get games?
It took 2 years to get Mario Kart and like Smash.
Yeah, the Wii did eventually
was there
get
another launch
games.
game besides
There was
Wii Sports?
the Zelda HD. There was the Mario.
What?
No,
Twilight
that's
Princess.
that's
Wii or the
Wii
Wii
U.
U?
Was that
Yeah.
a launch
Oh,
game?
talk about the Wii U.
Twilight Princess was
Oh,
the
the
launch
Wii
game.
U. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Twilight Princess was
The
launched.
Wii was fine.
But, like,
Yeah, there
what-
was just Nintendo Land and Mario, and a bunch of like third-party ports.
the Wii U eventually got games, and it has a lot of them now.
But it
Yeah.
was in the dumpster by the time.
Yep.
But this time around, they're like, no, we got mainline Mario, we got mainline Zelda, we got a Yoshi game coming, we promise.
Yeah, they got
And
Mario
they-
Kart on there within a few months.
they put out a text on some wall and said Metroid.
Metroid, everyone lost their minds.
Don't forget Fire Emblem
Pokemon.
coming out 2018.
What?
Pokemon coming out eventually.
I mean,
That guy was sitting there with a gun pointed at his head. Like, tell them Pokemon's coming out.
Julian, Wano is in 2017, right?
And and Smash
Fire
coming out
Emblem will be
this year.
2018.
Yeah,
Yeah, Smash 5.
Not port. Definitely
Hopefully
Smash
not a
5.
port.
Smash
Hopefully not a
4.5
port.
probably though.
I say 4.5.
I
If it,
say
if it is a port, that's pretty much the death of the Wii U version.
Wii was already dead, so
Wii's-
like
no, yeah.
It's dead
But
the
it
moment.
still has Smash 4.
that's not even gonna matter, even if Smash 4 isn't a port. Like,
I mean,
who's gonna play Smash 4
Yeah, I agree.
anyway?
Like Smash 4 is pretty much garbage.
They'll play it
so
every year
it
at
doesn't really
Smash
matter
Con.
what Smash 5 is. People are
Yeah,
gonna play it. And
you're-
it's gonna be great.
Nolaron's
no matter
right.
what.
It's gonna become the new Brawl. It's gonna be played at Smash
No.
Cons, and
I don't even think that's true.
Yeah, I don't see the reason why you would play it, because I think Smash 5 is going to be really similar to Smash 4.
because it's not gonna have
Yeah.
Bayonetta, and all the Bayonetta mains are gonna want to get their fix
No.
every now and
and
again.
we just got
It's
just
gonna
got
have
hit
Bayonetta.
boxes
It's gonna have a
and
nerf. It's gonna have a nerfed Bayonetta.
Right? Yeah, it's not gonna
Bayonetta
have
is definitely
Smash
in Smash
4
5.
Bayonetta. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna have Smash 4
guess.
Bayonetta. Just like nothing else has Brawl Meta Knight.
Well-
Bayonetta 3 is a thing, right? Or am I making that up?
It's
Yeah,
a thing.
It's
Yes.
been
Well,
announced.
then
Yeah.
there you go.
I would be surprised if we don't see Bayonetta again.
No, yeah,
Bayonetta
no,
is
no.
definitely coming.
Yeah,
to
Bayonetta's coming
Smash
back.
5.
See, now, they might make her DLC again because they want to keep that, that E for everyone rating.
Make it E10 like they did with Smash 4.
No,
yeah,
like
but Bayonetta wasn't in that,
Bayonetta
Oh
wasn't in
yeah,
it.
true.
so they might keep her out for that reason.
Which
Well,
is
it's
like
under DLC.
nonsense anyway, but
While at the same time progressively giving Zero Suit less clothes.
Let's give her a bikini this game.
yeah,
That's,
Zero Suit has less clothes than the woman who's supposed to always be naked, so
But that outfit's based on like one of her skins from Metroid. if I'm not mistaken.
So
Yeah, it is.
what does that have to do with
Yeah,
anything?
It's-
Bayonetta's whole character is being naked, except she makes clothes with hair.
Yeah.
Stupid here, it was stupid then.
Fair point, I guess. Remember when Sakurai announced that
We're
costume?
really
It was like, a
proud of it.
woman made this. A woman
Oh
made
yeah,
this.
that's right. Oh my.
Yeah.
He was like pre-defending, like he knew people were gonna get mad.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's fine. A woman designed it.
Yeah.
But a woman apparently didn't design her animations or something because they're like anatomically impossible or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
But like,
the whole cast.
yeah, I'm more saying people were complaining about it, but like, come on.
Of all things to complain about, you pick that.
Samus can literally roll up into a ball. not-
Right. So they're getting all mad about Zero Suit doing funny poses, and it's like, really? He's
Although
a fictional
then,
character.
In Metroid Prime 1, there's like a nice call out to that where they like the space pirates are trying to test out Morphball technology, and like the space pirates are just universally getting killed whenever they try it. Like they try to reverse engineer it, and you can read these like scientific logs about the space pirates. Like, yep, we killed another one.
He curled up into a ball and it crushed him. Big surprise.
You just don't have Chozo DNA. That's why. That's the reason.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Metroid Prime 4. I want another Metroid Prime game.
But
Well,
it's
you
not
got it.
being made by the same developers, Dan.
Yeah, it's not Retro isn't
Well,
making it.
Because
been
Retro's
so
been
long that
sitting on their
even-
hands or
even-
something for 5
even-
years.
Even if it was the same company, it's definitely not the same employees.
That's true.
That's true. But what is Retro? Okay, I know we've mentioned this on the podcast like 3 times, but do we know what
What-
Retro's
yeah.
doing yet?
No, we have no idea. Their last game was Tropical Freeze. They're not even doing the port for Tropical Freeze on Switch. We have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they just keep saying that we're working on something. It's going to be awesome, but they have made. We've heard
gonna be
nothing
like-
else other than that for 5 years.
It's gonna
They're
be like
making
when Steam
another-
announced a new game, they had this big reveal for it, and it just turns out to be some card game, and everyone moans. Ah,
Because
Donkey Kong Hearthstone?
Every single company was making a card game at that point.
Ugh. That video was just hilarious.
You're talking about the Elder Scrolls card game that Bethesda
well-
announced?
Or the one
Oh, I
Steam
play that.
did.
Yeah, I've
the
played
Elder-
that for
I
a
played
bit.
The Elder Scrolls card game. It's,
Oh,
Test
it's
6
just
went.
like-
oh yeah, it's never happening.
I'd be okay
convinced.
with that. If going off of Fallout 4's motto, I'd be kind of scared to see how they fuck it up. Because I mean, they already streamlined Skyrim pretty significantly, and that worked out pretty well, I think. I'd be scared to see what else they would do to it.
Streamline it a lot more. Skyrim 2.
But
They already
that's
made Skyrim too.
yeah, the Skyrim
And it-
HD with pre-built-in mods or some garbage.
Hey, it is much more stable on PC. It doesn't crash nearly as much.
That's
I'm
good.
waiting on this. I'm waiting on the Skyrim TI-84 port.
All right, I think we can go into our last topic, unless we come up with something else. Bardock and Broly released in DBFZ.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Are they
Max
fun,
on
Mitch?
Power.
Seems a little
So I-
soon for DLC.
Well,
Soon
yeah,
for DLC?
This is
Seems about
2018, Dan.
Impossible.
It's been 2 months, so it's not terrible.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in now. Larone's right. If they do this stuff slowly, first it's 3 months, first it's a year, then it's 11, 10. They're gonna
Tell
keep
me,
dialing.
Give it a few years, and Microsoft will try again.
Oh yeah, of course.
And there is day one
That's
DLC
assuming
for a
that
lot
they
of
can ever
games,
get
so
customers again.
they have.
Xbox One's struggling.
Yeah, Mitch. In case you haven't noticed, Microsoft does have a lot of customers in the PC gaming market.
Sorry, I meant the Xbox specifically.
They have a few customers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So
I have no idea how Microsoft is related to all these things I have on.
yeah, is Leffen gonna win Evo for DFZ?
Probably not.
He might make top 8.
I mean-
he might make top 8.
He's probably pretty close to the best American player. Jeez. Sorry, non-Asian player.
Is Sonic Fox good?
Yeah, Sonic Fox. Didn't he lose to Sonic Fox? Leffen?
I saw him in
Sonic
Grid
Fox is
Files
my
or something.
least
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
member of the FCC.
The thing is, those Japanese players are. My understanding is they are so much better than anyone over on this side of the world.
Maybe it's just a
Okay.
matter of
If
time.
Sonic Fox isn't the best, I don't care.
But Leffen's gonna be going to the summit for
Yeah.
the
Did he
DBFC
get
summit.
invited?
Okay.
Yeah, I think he
he-
he either has an invite or he's like almost certainly gonna get one or something.
I mean, he is like the #1 spot on the online leaderboards on I think all systems, or pretty close to it.
Yeah, I think he's also one of the most popular streamers of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think his odds are pretty good of getting
Well,
invited.
Mango
Japanese
gets
player.
invited to Smash Summit, even though he's just a Mario Kart streamer. He's pretty
True.
popular.
A
Ma-
Mario Kart streamer?
Yeah, Mango's a Mario Kart streamer now.
What?
You guys didn't know?
No.
She's playing Fortnite right now.
Oh yeah, he's doing Fortnite too. Fortnite and Mario Kart.
But yeah, Bardock, fun character. Broly,
I made a
powers
joke.
max. He'll steamroll you if you're not careful.
Broly looks kind of broken, just from his size. I don't know.
He is quite literally the largest character in the game.
Yeah.
He's like twice the size of most of the standard height people. But he takes some work. He's not easy to play, but
Okay.
if you figure him out, you can do a lot of damage. And I don't know how I feel about that quite yet.
I mean,
I
every,
like the,
every fighting
um,
game's got that archetype, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Like the
slower,
Juggernaut?
the slower,
Yeah,
heavy
well, this is it.
hitters that are huge.
problem is
believe
that was
called a
the only one we
grappler.
had pre DLC was Android 16, and he was debatably the best character in the game. And it's looking like
Yeah.
Broly's stronger than him, but we'll see.
Really?
They should
my
just balance the
understanding is-
game.
Yeah, the game came out, or the character came out today, so it's probably way too early to tell. But it looks like when you're in neutral and you're out of the corner, he's pretty much worthless. But he has a lot of tools that'll let him take you into the corner, and then when he starts pressuring you there, he can get you 0 to death pretty quick.
Hmm.
And if
Sounds
he
like
has-
the
yeah, if he has 7 meter, he can do a touch of death. Ugh.
touch of death.
Yeah, 100% combo.
Oh Jesus! It's Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. Of course, you do have 3 characters, so it's not that huge of a deal.
I mean, you had 3 characters in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and still,
But I'm pretending
had a
the
term
combos
for when you-
continue. Like
yeah.
you kill,
Yeah.
you just kind of keep
For-
going on the next.
They had a term for when you continue the combo. It was called a happy birthday.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there are those in fighters as well, but it's like if you call an assist and it gets hit, and you can combo and kill 2 people at once, or kill the assist, you get that. But it's much harder to
What?
kill assists in fighters than that game, is my understanding.
Also, DBFC is at Evo, and Capcom is not.
Yeah,
Was that Evo?
fighters.
Infinite.
Yeah,
Tell
Fighters
Capcom to make a better game. Lol.
Fighters is at Evo, but not Marvel vs. Capcom.
Good.
Nothing-
Well, nobody liked their new game, right? I've never.
It
played
has
it,
a
so I have no idea.
community. But Capcom didn't listen to fan requests. There are no X-Men in Infinite. The game looked like garbage when it first came out.
Yeah, it
What's
did.
funny was when they made that announcement that it wasn't going to be an Evo. I went to r/Kappa and they actually stopped circle jerking about their hatred for Smash to circle jerk their hatred for Marvel.
They only circle their Smash hatred like around Evo.
Or mad
Or,
that
like,
Smash gets 2 spots.
Or yeah, no, it's just Evo and CEO that they do Smash hate.
Yeah, I see that a lot at Evo too.
I mean, when I went to Evo, it was just like, oh, you're a Smash player?
It's not a real
Maybe in a
fighting
few
game.
years, maybe in a few years we'll play a real fighting game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like, yeah, there was. I actually met a guy on the shuttle from the airport to the hotel who said he used to be like one of the best ice climbers in Florida, and now he plays real fighting games.
Wow.
To be fair, I don't think Smash 4 is a real fighting game. I'd give it to Melee, but
Wow.
I mean, if Smash 4 is not a real fighting game, then Melee's not a real fighting game because they're the same. They're based on the same mechanics.
yeah,
Like
Melee has more options.
Melee is an
goal of
accidental fighting game.
Yeah, like Street Fighter 2.
True. But no, I think Smash was a fighting game. Just a different kind of fighting game.
Yeah, close enough.
It's the most popular platform fighting game.
Yeah.
the most popular fighting game too.
That's also true.
Fuck on that.
Yeah.
Brawl is the best-selling fighting game of all time, by far. Which, ha! They sold more. They sold more copies of Brawl than they sold Wii U's and GameCubes combined.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was on the Wii.
I really hope Smash 5 isn't trash.
Yeah, I really hope so too.
Sakurai is on the team, so don't get your hopes too high.
Hey, he made two of my
You
favorites.
did make Melee.
He made 2 out of my top 10 games of all time. So
Melee is an accident.
Yeah, that was his biggest regret, making Melee. He was very clear about that in Brawl.
He has also said in interviews that Melee's his favorite Smash game.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, but kind of.
You're saying that he
when he
changed
was-
his mind. He's not.
Because when he was developing Brawl, I mean, he didn't say he hated Melee, but he's like, oh, these people are taking this game too seriously. It's a party game.
Didn't he say, like, if you want a technical fighting game, play
Yeah, play
Street Fighter or
play
Mortal
Street-
Kombat or something?
Yeah, play Street Fighter. He's like, if you want a competitive fighting game, play Street Fighter. And our Capo was like, yeah.
Oh, it's the same shit with Evangelion because everyone loves that show and they claim it's so deep and that's this really good philosophy behind all this crap, and the author's like, I fucking hate this show. Stop asking me to make more.
I never knew that.
I
Yeah.
worked really hard on this other show. I just fucking threw this one together, and you guys love this one, but you hate my other show.
Yeah.
I still need to watch Evangelion.
That's on my list eventually.
Yeah.
Don't watch the movies. I hear they're trash.
Isn't 3.0 good or something?
I don't know. I've heard all the movies are trash. I haven't watched them. I just hear they're trash.
know.
I hear the anime, despite its flaws, is really good, and the movies completely miss the point of the anime. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been years since I've even had this discussion with someone, but my friends are really into this, and it bothers me.
I'm
Not you
surprised you
guys,
haven't
though.
seen it. You're into Gundam and stuff. Evangelion's like the next big mecha anime.
That's kind of weird to me that that's
Whew.
just, like a
When did Mitch
genre.
leave?
Yeah, you.
What?
Okay. Have we learned from our mistakes?
I didn't mean.
Hey, Code Geass is a great mech anime too. Am I right?
R1 is fine. Okay.
Well, he knows I don't mean it.
If we weren't on stream, I would say some very racist things right now.
Now you know I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I know.
He did.
R1 is fine. R2 can be better, But you know,
R1 is
Anything
fine
All
until
right.
they decide-
All right. So
like,
anyway, to
R1
get
is
this back
fine
on
until they
topic.
decided they're like, you know what, the show up till this point, you know, it actually wasn't good. Let's make sure everyone understands that.
yeah, okay.
That is what happened.
That scene is a little questionable. You know,
A little?
upon first viewing, I thought it was great, but like upon reflection, it's a little.
A little.
Yeah.
You see, you look at something like Death Note, it's cut out like the last 10 episodes. Great show, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really made some mistakes at the end, and it's really bad at the end. But the beginning was like 10 out of 10, right? And you look at Code Geass, like I wish I could say that, but they actually went back and like they somehow retconned the first part of the show to be terrible.
I know nothing about Code Geass, but this is entertaining to hear. Anyway,
You have free time. You should watch.
I'm watching Brotherhood right now, so.
If you,
Oh, no, do that instead.
Oh my god! Oh no! I'm surprised. Yes, keep doing that.
Yeah, I'm on part 2.
Part 2
Of Brotherhood.
Yeah.
parts.
What does
Uh,
that
What do you
mean?
mean parts?
Is it what do they call it? Whatever seasons parts. They have something.
Do
Are
they?
you on the second opening?
Wait, oh wait, are you on Netflix?
Yeah, on Netflix. They have
Netflix
them
splits
split
it
up.
arbitrarily.
It seemed pretty arbitrary because there was nothing special that happened on the transition. I'm like, okay, I guess that was kind of significant enough, but like, okay. All right. Anyway, to get things,
Yeah, keep that up.
we'll do our last. This is just a mini topic that I kind of just wanted to mention. You can no longer add Wii points onto the Wii Shop channel anymore. Did anyone know that you could do that still?
Yeah, I really thought they
No.
Like I thought they kept the shop open so you could download stuff you bought. I didn't know they could let you keep buying stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would love to see the numbers on how much Nintendo was still making on the Wii Shop channel. Apparently, it was enough
Yeah.
to have it worth stay open up until this point. Like they were making money on it for
I
long
want
enough.
them to make more NES and SNES classics, but that's just not gonna happen. So
Where
you
is
just
the
have to
virtual console
learn
on Switch?
learn to live with it.
Where are the features on Switch?
Where are the features on Switch?
The Switch plays Switch games and it does nothing
You know what?
else.
That's fine because as long as they keep pushing back that stupid internet plan, I'm okay with whatever.
Hey, maybe it'll be a good thing because it'll mean good online play for Smash. I'd be willing to pay the $3 or $4 a month or whatever they're talking about charging for that.
I mean, that's not how it worked for Xbox Live, and that's not how it worked for PlayStation Plus. So,
I mean, if they don't have it ready for Smash, I don't think they'll ever have it ready.
PlayStation
Yeah.
Plus crashes once a month.
To be fair, Nintendo's, while their online crap has been bad in the past, it doesn't Oh, but now they have actual users of it though.
Yeah.
Because the Wii U didn't
I'm
have
still surprised that
like
Pokémon
people.
of all things worked really well online.
Yeah, it did. Pokemon Online was like fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Smash Bros.
Splatoon was crap.
Smash Bros.
Smash
Online
was crap.
was like
Mario Kart was crap, but Pokemon perfect.
I actually thought Mario Kart and Splatoon were fine online.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I had no problems with Mario Kart.
No, you didn't.
Mario. Okay, I
I'm
definitely have
trying to
problems
make a
with
point
Mario
here.
Kart.
Stop undermining me.
You never would have the stuff in Mario Kart where you'd be like starting a race and you would just go backwards and then the game would be like you cheated and then the match ends.
No.
That happened to
You
me.
start the race,
Never
and you
had
finish
that.
it, and you
That
win in
hap-
first place. How could that have happened? It must have been lag.
No, you would. I would never.
Like DC, but
Whenever.
that's like everything.
Yeah, but
Right.
I don't know. Whenever it would happen to me in Mario Kart, like I would like hit the gas like at the start line, wouldn't go anywhere, and then like my cart would like lurch backwards, and then it would be like you were kicked.
Huh.
So
Yeah, I remember Splatoon. I'd like run up, shoot someone. A second later, the hit marker would show up, and then I'd explode.
It never happened to me.
Well, that's weird because you were in Gonzales. I was in whatever the one without roaches was.
Okay, to be fair, I never played this stuff in Gonzalez.
Yeah, no, you'd have to be crazy
When
to
I
try
was
to do
I was-
anything in
I was on-
Gonzalez.
I was on the wire, so I actually had working internet on it.
Okay.
But you know, you have a bunch of people in the game, and you know, not everyone's gonna have the Ethernet port because for some reason it doesn't have one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, why didn't the Wii U have an Ethernet port?
Why doesn't the Switch?
At least the Switch is smaller. I don't know.
The Switch is a gimped console. Let's be real.
Well, that doesn't seem to matter right now.
True.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, the Wii was a gimped console too, but it had a good gimmick.
No,
And
it did.
Same thing with the Switch.
it had a good enough gimmick. Wii Sports was like the best-selling point of the Wii. There are lots and lots of people
I'm
who
gonna-
bought a Wii and never bought a game,
Yeah.
Yep.
other than like an
Bought
updated
Wii
Wii
Sports,
Sports
never
or
touched it.
Wii Fit.
And there are lots and lots of people who brought Breath of the Wild for the Switch and never bought a Switch.
Are we gonna wrap up soon? Because I'm gonna go to bed if we're not.
I mean, I think we're out of topics, so I think it's a good time to
We-
close.
We did not follow our topics at all today. We would start one for a second and then just tangent.
Well, we did actually get through all the topics that we highlighted.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. What's our closing music today? Dan,
give us a solo.
you're new, so you gotta tell us.
Sing it. Preach it, brother. Ah.
La di da di da di da di deo by Bill Works.
Yeah, I got it. La-di-da-di-da. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. All right, it's been real. This has been the
Hey,
chat.
Ron, you got a plug.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we gotta do our plugs.
Wow. You're not prepared?
You're not prepared.
Alright, you prepare. I'll give the sponsorship. This chat was sponsored by nobody. I pay for it myself. Support me on Patreon. So I
Follow
can
the
keep making
stream.
the chat and give you more consistent streams.
Yeah.
If you like Dan, please slip a 5 into his G-string.
Oh, you can say that on
He might give me a little something special. And follow his Patreon. And then, as we all learned today, Julian no longer has a valid opinion, so we'll let him talk
Uh-huh.
on theory.
Ooh.
And, well, Jake's still rich and refuses to acknowledge that fact, even though we're gonna keep giving him shit for it. And I like Laura.
follow the stream.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh, also, Aaron, I hate you.
Wow. Ban.
Stole my roommate. Just like Julian.